Hello everybody, my name is Zol and welcome to the intro to modding Oblivion. In this series, I am going to be showing you exactly what you need to do to mod your game of Oblivion, and at the end of this you'll have all the tools, skills, and software that you will need to mod your game to your heart's content. So let's get started. Alright, so the first stop for modding Oblivion is actually the Unofficial Patches. If you don't know what the Unofficial Patches are, they're basically community-made patches that fix absolutely tons of bugs. Hundreds, probably thousands of bugs, ranging from things such as quests not working and crashing your game, to things like a tree accidentally being placed above the ground and looking like it's levitating, or little holes in the world that stuff falls through. It changes things from cells and ID values of items, they're correctly placed, and where they are. It's awesome, and I consider it essential to fixing all the bugs in Oblivion, because Oblivion is a huge game, and Bethesda just, well, they aren't really known for having perfectly bug-free games, which is understandable. There's actually 3 unofficial patches that we can download. There's the Unofficial Oblivion patch, Shivering Isles patch, and Unofficial Official Mods patch, which is for the smaller DLCs. So, if we go along to the file section on the Nexus for the Unofficial Oblivion patch, we will see 2 versions of the main file. I'm going to download the EXE version. Personally, I find this better, but some people like to control what goes in and out of their data folder, and if you're one of those people, download the other one, the manual installer, and I will cover how to install that when I talk about the Oblivion Mod Manager, so don't worry. But I'm going to download the EXE installer for all 3 of them. So navigate along to the description, download the EXE version or the manual version for each of the 3 installers. I've actually gone ahead and done so just because the downloads would take too long for the sake of this video, and we're going to start with the Unofficial Oblivion patch exe installer.exe. Go ahead and run it, click next, carefully read the licensing agreement, no, I'm just kidding. Maybe take a quick scan of this, but who does that? Once you get to this, it should automatically detect your Oblivion folder. If it doesn't, you're going to have to find it yourself. If it's a Steam version, it'll be something like Steam Hubs Common Oblivion. If it's the retail version, I don't know. You should be able to find it pretty easily. If you do have the retail version, by the way, I'd recommend you installing it outside of your program files if you're using Windows 7, because that can cause problems. I'm actually going to go ahead and copy this, though. I think I clicked copy there. Yeah, copy, because we're going to need that directory later. Go ahead and click next, and it'll ask you a couple of things, like if you'd like to install a plugin for this and that, and basically just leave it to exactly what it says. For now, there's no real reason to change it. And it's going to go ahead and install. Be careful if you have another version of this installed already, because there could be problems. The executable version also contains an uninstaller, so if you're worried about it, it does actually have an executable that will uninstall the mod for you. I tested it out a little bit, and it seems to work perfectly fine as long as the game and stuff aren't running, or you don't have any sort of tool running. So there we go, that's done. We're going to do the Shivering Isles and the Unofficial Mods patch. Now I'm going to cover this one because I actually need to show you some important information about this one. So again, follow the same instructions and you're going to get this. And it's essentially going to ask you what mods you have. So you need to know what you have. Do you have the Horse Armor pack? Do you have Maroon's Razor? Do you have the Thieves' Den? Find out exactly what DLCs you have, or your game will not launch. So make sure you know exactly what you own. If you own the Ultimate Edition, whatever, just figure it out. So, like, for example, if you only own Knights of the Nine, maybe I only own Knights of the Nine, go ahead and uncheck everything else and click next. Or maybe you own these 2, whatever. Go ahead and do that. It'll ask you to view the README, and we don't really need to do that. Next is the Shivering Isles patch. If you own the Shivering Isles, obviously use this. If you don't. Of course, just next all the way through, and it will do the patch for you. It's very simple, very easy. So your game has the unofficial patch now, and it will run a lot smoother, a lot more stable. But we're not done yet. We are actually going to install a script extender. If you go to obse.silverlock.org, you will find the Oblivion script extender. This is used to increase the things that mod authors can do. Just deal with it. You're going to have to download it if you want to mod this game properly. It's just better. Just do it. There's no real reason for me to explain. Couple of things. If you have the direct-to-drive version, GameSpot version, a couple of other issues here. There's some information on the page because OBSE doesn't work with everything, and there's an auto patcher if you're using a beta version of it or whatever. That shouldn't concern most of you. If you're using the Steam version, just go ahead and download OBSE. Right here, you just click on that button and it'll download that. I already have it downloaded because I like to prep all my downloads ahead of time for my videos. So I've gone ahead and extracted it using 7Z, or WinRAR will also work as well. I have both installed on my computer. They both have their advantages. Open up the OBSE folder and you will get this. Then we're going to need to open up another folder. So let's just sort of open it up again or something. I don't know. We just need to open up the Oblivion folder. So let me just cut to that. There we go. I got there by just pasting the value that was given to me by that launcher. So that's a cool trick to getting to your location if you are an inexperienced user. Now we're going to install Oblivion Script Extender. Now I already have it installed, so it's going to ask me if I'd like to overwrite. It might not ask that for you, so just be aware. We don't actually need all this. We don't need the source code, so I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to control-click on all of these, leave the source code behind. There's really no reason for me to have it, but if you want to just drag them all for ease of use, it won't harm anything if you move it over there. There's no reason to do it either way, I guess. Copy it over here. If you already have a version of this, go ahead and copy and replace. If you don't, it won't ask you that. It'll just drag it over there. So, you have that installed. Now, if you are running the non-Steam version of the game, you are going to need to create an OBSE launcher. If you're using the Steam version, just make sure that you check Enable Steam Community in-game. You can Google how to do that. It's very easy. OBSE will actually give you instructions if you click on it. But basically, go to the OBSE launcher here, create send to desktop, and create a shortcut. If you're using the retail version, you have to run this to get the script extender to work. But again, if you're using the Steam version, you do not have to. In fact, it won't work. Right, now the next step is the Oblivion Mod Manager. You can use the Nexus Mod Manager if you would like, but some mods actually have special requirements for the Oblivion Mod Manager. It's designed in such a way that it'll give you a scripted install properly with that and not without it. So you gotta make sure that you use the Oblivion Mod Manager. Just use that for all your mods. It'll make things a lot easier than trying to use different sort of things. So you can get to it in the link in the description, of course. Head along to the Files section, and we're going to download the full installer manually. So I've, again, as always, done this already. I actually have it downloaded and installed. But it's this right here. So you'll get this executable, and you can go ahead and extract it. If you open it up, you will get obmm_setup.exe. Double click. You're going to run this after carefully reading the licensing agreement, except I would recommend putting it right here in this folder, the exact folder where your game is installed. Click Next. Next. Create a desktop icon, Next, and install. And there we go. So that is working now, and it'll actually launch this. Like I said, I've already used this because I've modded this game before, so I have some stuff here you won't see. There we go. So... And as you can see, I don't actually own all of the DLC, so it's a good thing that I unchecked some of the stuff. You know, it's a good way to check. But anyway, we're also going to install a mod using this because you probably aren't going to know how to use this. So we're going to download this mod right here, Keychain at Oblivion Nexus. So basically, just go ahead to the file section of this mod and download it manually. I've again already done so, and I'm going to actually not extract it this time just to show you how to use it. So let's take a quick tour of the Oblivion Mod Manager. Right here we have our plugins. So we have pretty much all the plugins for the game. So this is the actual main file for Oblivion. This is the Unofficial Patch, I believe. The Shivering Isles DLC, the Knights of the Nine DLC, the Unofficial Patches for these things, and the Battleborn Castle DLC, which I don't actually have installed right now, so we have to leave this unchecked or it would load and crash my game. Over Over here we have Launch Oblivion, don't use this. Help, About, Settings, Utilities. Utilities are things like conflict detector and archive and validation, so if you need that, go ahead and use it. I'll cover it if we need it in a future video. Again, filter active, and you can import and export your load order. But the main features of this are the activate, create, edit, and load. So we're going to actually click create because we're going to be creating a new OMod. It is going to be called keychain. We're going to leave everything else blank and we're going to add an archive. We're going to click on the keychain v5_0007z, one that we downloaded earlier. It'll ask us if we'd like to convert to an OMod. Go ahead and click yes. There you are. You'll see it has plugin and it has data files. So I'm going to actually click on this and create OMod. Make sure you copy exactly what I did carefully. Create OMod, and it will create an Oblivion mod right there. Now all you got to do is click activate, and it will add this, as we can see, p1 keychain.esp. So that's installed, that's good. Everything is in working shape, all aligned, and you're ready to play your game. But you shouldn't play your game yet because we have 2 more tools that we can use to help you with modding. These are tools that you can use to figure out if you have crashing issues, create merge patches, and determine load order. So we're going to be looking at TS4 edit, and we're going to be looking at boss. So I'm going to open this up again and go over to TS4 edit. This is a utility that basically determines if master files are there and creates merge patches and stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and download it, and I will show you how it works in a very basic way. I might cover this in depth later, but again, this is an intro video. It's meant to be a streamlined process on how to get modding done right away, so go ahead and download manually. The other tool that we're going to do is BOSS, or Better Oblivion Sorting Software, or something like that. Better Oblivion Sorting Scripts. It is a load order tool for Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout 3, and New Vegas. I have it downloaded. Go ahead, download it, and install it if you would like. It's very simple, and I'll show you how to use that as well. Okay, so now how to use those 2 tools. The TES4 edit, go ahead and extract it and open it up, and you'll get this. This can be stored anywhere on your computer, actually. As long as these scripts are together, it will work. But I personally like to keep it in my Oblivion folder, so Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Oblivion. That way I always know where it is. So if we open it up and run TES4 edit, it will show us all the plugins we have. Go ahead and click OK, and it will open up the utility proper. On the right hand side, it will check all of your files, load them, that kind of thing. If it stops and gives you an error, it'll usually give you some useful information. It'll say something like failed, missing master, something like that. And then you can sort of use that to troubleshoot the thing. Now again, I'll probably do a video on this tool later, but for now, we're good. There's a couple of features from here. You can create a merged patch, which is kind of like a piecemeal compatibility patch, and I'm going to cover that again later. But you right-click and create merged patch. You'll have to create a merged patch anytime you change your mods, and essentially it just lets all these mods win at the same time, so they're a bit more compatible, but it's no replacement for a compatibility patch. The second tool is Boss, which I didn't have open. When you open it up, it'll give you a menu similar to this. As you can see, I have all 4 of these games. I'm going to go ahead and click 0 for Oblivion, and it will load a master list, and it will show me some information about my plugins. So, if we click on OBSE, we'll see that I have OBSE installed, and it'll show me the version. Related plugins, it'll show me this and all the information I need. It'll also order my files correctly so that master files come after files that are required, and it'll be a fairly good indicator of what order you should have the mods in. So it'll tell you, your weather mod should go here, your texture mod should go here, and it's very, very helpful. You'll still have to do some tweaking yourself, but it does a really good job of giving you a baseline and preventing crashes for all the mods on the master list. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Keep an eye open because I'm going to be doing more in this series in the future. I'm going to be covering FCOM, and I'm going to be making the faces look better, the world look better. It's all going to be coming in the future. For now, please consider subscribing to my channel so you can be notified when new videos for this game and the other games that I cover are out. Follow me on Twitter, of course. There's my thing up here on the screen. And if you're interested, you could come check out my Let's Play of Star Wars Knights of the Republic. So yeah, it's pretty good actually. I do a lot of editing on this. I clearly put a lot more time into those videos than I do these videos. So, you know, if you want to check it out, go do that. But if not, until the next time that we meet again in another video, I'm really awkward with these outros. I have been Zul. Have an excellent day.